What's up, Fit Body Bootcamp? How are you? It's Diana Coolian, the recipe hacker. I'm on recess because it's Thursday. We are here together in the film studio at the Fit Body Bootcamp headquarters, and I'm excited to cook with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I know last week we had some issues with the audio at the beginning of the video. For those of you who started watching and then were like, I can't hear her, just wait like 2 minutes and then the audio kicks in. So hopefully you can hear me right now. Today, guys, I'm super excited because, you know, I love food and I like food that tastes good, not necessarily just chicken and broccoli and brown rice and all the wonderful things that we do eat to be fit and healthy. But I like French fries and donuts and cake and brownies. As you may have remembered from last week, we made protein brownies. And the cool thing about cooking, the thing that I like to bring to my recipes, and I think kind of why I'm even in this space, is that every single food that you love can be made healthier. It's really cool when your goal is to be fit and to be healthy and just to feel good. You want to feel good, but then you also want to taste amazing food and just enjoy your food. I love enjoying my food. So today we are going to transform French fries. French fries, and my friend Kara, hopefully you're watching. That was an amazing workout this morning. Thank you for that. She loves French fries. Every time we go out, she orders French fries, obviously in moderation because she is a fitness trainer. But we are able to literally take a food item that's traditionally made by boiling it in hot oil and having the potatoes soak up all of that fat and all of those calories to produce a delicious flavor. And we're able to strip all of that fat away and to completely change the cooking technique and even change the ingredient and make it taste pretty much the same, but be super healthy. And there's two things to that. One is the ingredients that we're using. And Ellen, our amazing nutritionist, has some things to say about the ingredients, but most French fries are made with just white potatoes. There's not a lot going on with that. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use parsnips. So Jesse, if you wanna jump in and just let our viewers know before we even get into the recipe, why is a parsnip fry already nutritionally healthier than a traditional white potato fry?
Sure, no problem. So per Ellen, parsnips provide similar nutritional value. However, they are much lower in calories and contain only about 50% of the protein and vitamin C of regular potatoes. However, parsnips are much higher in fiber.
Okay, so guys, two key things there. Parsnips are higher in fiber than a potato, and they're lower in calories. And I know you're all into your macros right now, and you know, in trying to be lean, high fiber, low calorie is a really good thing, especially when we're swapping out, you know, fat and simple carbs. So that is awesome. Okay, the theme on the page this week is to make your vision, create your vision, as we're in week 2 of our 10-week challenge. And we still have that like beginning momentum because we're all still excited and we're maybe a little bit sore, but we're still going strong on our meal plan and we should be starting to feel and see some of those results. Guys, how are you gonna feel at week 6 or at week 9? Today, and hopefully you've already done this, but today is about creating your vision for how your life is gonna change, how you're going to take what you're learning in the challenge and apply it to your life long term after the 10 weeks is gone. So when we create this vision of what we're gonna be like, what our fitness level is gonna be, what our day-to-day life is gonna be like, we then need to back it up with, here's the priorities in my day so that then I can meet this big overarching vision of what I'm doing for my health. So I love to hear from you guys and I love to give you things. So I've been giving you guys like supplement swag and some Fit Body Bootcamp swag. Today, we are actually going to be giving away an air fryer. This air fryer is amazing and you'll see as we get into the recipe that You can create food that does have the feeling and the flavor like it was fried, but knowing we want to reduce calories, we want to reduce fat, you don't have to use any oil. So this tool is incredible, but I want to hear from you on your vision. And so I'm actually going to give you guys the next several days. You can post it in the comments below this video. You can post it just anywhere in our group. But I want you to include the hashtag #myvision. So hashtag #myvision. And I want you to share, like, what is your vision for yourself in this process of getting fit at Fit Body Bootcamp and in this challenge. So it could be a picture with a caption or just something that expresses what your vision is and how you see yourself transforming in this process. Okay, guys, I'm excited to hear from you. Hashtag #myvision. Post it all over the group. I'm going to go in and look at them, and somebody's going to get one of these amazing air fryers sent to them. And let me tell you, this is going to make all of your macro-based foods taste a lot better when you cook it in here. Okay, we are going to get right into the recipe. So like I said, we are making a parsnip fry, but we are not going to be frying it traditionally. Like when you go to a restaurant and you order French fries, you know, the potato is immersed in boiling oil, and that is how it becomes crunchy and delicious and why it is so high in fat. So I have two different ways that we can cook our parsnips. One of them, if you have an air fryer, not only is it super easy, it's actually faster than using an oven, and it comes out crispier. So method number one for cooking is an air fryer. Method number two, we're just going to use the oven and we're going to put it on broil. So I just have a cookie pan with a piece of parchment paper on it. This is the way that I have made my parsnip and sweet potato fries, and actually I do carrot fries sometimes, for years and years. When you put your oven on broil, that pretty much means it's just very intense heat, and you can make things crispy. You spread it out over a pan. I always like to put a piece of parchment paper because it's not fun to try to like scrape up pieces of fry that have like stuck to the pan. So nice piece of parchment paper on the pan, spread it in a single layer, and then we're gonna put the oven at 450 for 15 minutes. And any time that you're doing broil or doing a really high temperature, you're always gonna watch it, because there's nothing worse than completely burning what you're making, especially when it's something that's gonna taste this good. Okay guys, so super simple. I am going to use a knife on camera, so I'm breaking my rule again, but this is important for the recipe because getting the parsnip, so we start like this. It looks like a white carrot, but we want to turn this into awesome fry shapes, right? And this is gonna take a little bit of manual work. I cut off the top, and you know, when you work with carrots, typically you will peel the like kind of dirty, rough skin off. With parsnips, I actually recommend just washing it and scrubbing it a little bit, because a lot of the flavor of a parsnip is actually in this outer skin. And as Ellen has explained, a lot of the fiber as well. So there's gonna be some like little roots sticking off. Just scrub them off, wash it, but then leave that skin on and get the benefit of that fiber, those vitamins, and most importantly, that flavor. So I just trimmed the top and the bottom, and this kind of goes on personal preference. I like it when the fries are super long and they seem like, you know, fries that you would get at a restaurant. And so in doing so, I'm gonna cut this entire thing in half all the way down lengthwise. And parsnips, they're very similar. I mean, the look and feel is very similar to carrots, but they're not as hard. So cutting them is actually pretty easy. All right, so I cut it lengthwise, and now I'm just gonna go down the length of the parsnip and continue to cut it, keeping in mind, I like my fries crispy, and so I'm gonna try to cut it like as thinly as possible, all the way along the length of the parsnip.
Okay, so a couple things. One, you were right. Kara is watching.
Kara, what's up?
Yeah, she put all her French fry emojis up there for us.
Yes, thank you,
then
Kara.
We had one watcher, Alice Upshaw, who put her vision out there, and she just said she loves hearing how we can create great tasting foods. And her vision is to learn how to change the way that she looks at foods.
That's awesome.
So that she can help her family eat better.
Alice, that's amazing. I have a website. It's realhealthyrecipes.com, and all of the recipes on my website came from me wanting to make things that taste good healthier. And so I think you will find a lot of things there to get you started. And that's exciting. That's a really awesome vision. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, guys, so I cut it the length, and now you have options. You can leave it at this width, or you can make it thinner, totally up to you. Do know that it is going to shrink a little bit in the cooking process, both if you cook it in the oven or if you cook it in the air fryer. So personal preference. Also, I'm not sure if I made it super clear, but when you do it in the oven, they're not going to be quite as crispy. And on one hand, I kind of like it because I'm not going to say they're chewy, but it's like there's some crispiness, but there's also like a little bit of chewiness to it. Chewy is not the right word, but if you try it, you'll understand what I mean. It's a little meatier, but then when you do it in the air fryer, it's like crispy. So I definitely see how both methods taste really good, and it ultimately comes down to how much time you have, because it's going to take a little bit longer in the oven, and if you have an air fryer. So if you don't have an air fryer, share your vision, because not only can you do French fries and things, oh man, I was searching online before this live. There's desserts you can do, and I've never done desserts in the air fryer, but like you can make donuts. So mark my words, we will be making protein donuts at some point in an air fryer, and I'm super excited for that. All right, I'm gonna continue cutting this parsnip super carefully, guys, because whew, knives on camera. But feel free to do this recipe with a mixture of different root vegetables. Like I'm already thinking of potentially making this again next week and like adding in sweet potato and maybe adding in some carrots in addition to the parsnips and having almost like a medley of these root veggies that have this amazing flavor that I can dip in ketchup and feel like I'm eating a French fry. Kara, I'll invite you over. Okay, so you can see like a piece like this, I'm definitely gonna cut it again just to make it thinner and more French fry-y. Now, of course, you could do steak fries, but then you'd need them to be a little chunkier.
So we can touch real quick, since you're talking about all the different types of root vegetables, the benefits of using sweet potatoes versus white potatoes.
Please
and
do.
Then also carrots versus parsnips.
Yes, so for me it's about flavor, but Jesse's gonna explain nutritionally what is different about these different root vegetables.
Yeah, so if you choose a sweet potato, it's a rich source of fiber, as well as containing an array of vitamins and minerals that you wouldn't get with a regular potato. So you have iron, calcium, selenium, and those are great sources, and most of our B vitamins and C vitamins come from those.
So guys, fiber and then vitamins and minerals, and I honestly think that that comes through in flavor. Because really, if you just think about the flavor of just a white potato before we add all the fat to add more flavor to it, and then the flavor of a parsnip or a sweet potato or a carrot, those vitamins and minerals and fiber give it more flavor.
Yeah, and then if you choose the carrot, it has the great antioxidant quality because it has the beta carotene.
Anti-aging.
Yep.
Very good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have just put our sliced up fries in whatever shape and form we wanted to eat them in. I mean, really, if you didn't want to make these fries, you wanted to make them like medallions, you could just slice it like in little circles. There's endless possibilities. Okay, so the next step, if I was not concerned with adding a little bit of fat to my carb meal, I know a lot of you, with your macros for the challenge, you do have to keep the fats and the carbs separate. So if that's you and you cannot add fat to this, no worries. Do not add any olive oil. You can maybe just do a little bit of water because we are going to be adding different flavors that we want to stick onto the actual parsnips. Okay, so I am going to do it with just a little bit of oil. Somebody's phone is going off. Okay, there we go. Okay, so guys, either a little bit of oil or a little bit of water, totally up to you and your macros. But either way, if you're doing it on parchment paper in the oven or if you're doing it in the air fryer, you don't need to add the oil, okay? Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Oh, and I should mention, you can do a lot more than what I just did. I cut up 1 parsnip. In the air fryer, you could fit about 2 at a time, 2 to 3. Same with on 1 pan, but I mean, make as much as you want. Okay, sweet paprika, one of my absolute favorite spices. I think it just adds a really delicious, yummy flavor. Get as creative as you want though with the seasoning. I mean, you can even add, I do this sometimes with sweet potato fries, add cinnamon and sea salt, and now it really feels like you're having a dessert. And I still dip them in ketchup though, weird, but it tastes good. Okay, so a little bit of garlic. I love garlic, and this just adds just a nice little depth of flavor. Just adding like a half a teaspoon there. And then I'm gonna take some fresh rosemary. Guys, when you add fresh herbs to what you're cooking, it takes the flavor to such another level. You know, we talked about how we want to take something that's unhealthy and traditional and, you know, tastes good. We want to make it healthier. So the 2 things that we change are we change the ingredients. So, you know, the major problem ingredients we take out or we swap them. We change the cooking method. But the thing that stays the same is the flavors. And so, you know, adding these fresh herbs, it's the same flavors that are in those traditional dishes that you love, that you crave. And I really think we crave the flavor. And so that's what's so cool. And Alice, as you get into your healthy cooking, you're gonna start to uncover this, is that when you cook with these wholesome ingredients, with the healthier cooking techniques, you're actually gonna get better and more just enjoyable flavor out of your food, which is pretty rewarding because when we, you know, you could go through the drive-through and get French fries, but you could spend some time at home and put the effort in and create something healthier. It's nice that you're gonna be rewarded with better flavor. So that is pretty cool. All right, so I have fresh rosemary, and again, add whatever flavors you like. I mean, if you like a garlic rosemary fry like I do, use these flavors. Like I said, if you want to do a cinnamon and make it a little sweeter, do that. Or you could just leave it really basic and do sea salt and pepper. Okay, so I'm mixing my fresh rosemary in here. And I realized that I did not give myself a spoon. Okay, I'm gonna use my hands. So we got all of our stuff in here together, and we're just coating the parsnips with all of this deliciousness. And for the cooking method for the oven, we are just gonna make sure that we spread it out evenly. You don't ever, like when you're gonna try to make something crispy, either in the oven or the air fryer, you don't want it to be like piled up on top of itself. It's gotta be in one layer, because specifically in the air fryer, you want the air to circulate around all sides of it. And in the oven, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this for about 10 minutes and then we would flip it. And so again, we wanna cover all sides. So if it's kind of on top of itself, then you're gonna have uneven crispiness and uneven cookedness. Okay, so that's as simple as that. For the air fryer, and guys, don't be intimidated by this thing. I actually haven't used it that much. I just recently started using it, and it's so easy. And most of them come, whoever wins, I'm gonna send you this kind because I like this kind. It's like a jumbo size. So you can do, I mean, if you're gonna do like a chicken dinner, you can do a good amount of chicken in there. But I'm gonna show you how to do it. So most of them come with a little menu button. So you would press the menu button, and they actually have French fries right on there, which is super convenient. But if yours doesn't, I would say about 400 degrees, and then we would do it for 10 minutes. Now the tricky thing about the air fryer is you can't see what's happening inside. Whereas with the oven, you can turn the light on and you can like kind of monitor what's happening. The air fryer, it's okay to peek once in a while, and I've found, because I'm like obsessive like that, so I peek, like, is it done? When you close it back up, the time just restarts and it's totally fine. So I actually made a batch earlier So you can see, we just literally put them all into this little basket, and this is what we got going on. They're not as crispy as they would be since I cooked them earlier, but guys, it was super easy. It was 10 minutes, and we didn't have to go through the process of flipping it over since the hot air is circulating around the fries as it cooks.
And I can touch on that a little bit. Ellen commented on the air frying as your #1 option, being the healthiest because you're not using so much of those fats. And it actually shows that researchers state that air fryers use the heated air that contain the fine oil droplets to take the moisture out of the food, which results in that crispiness that you would get from an actual fried food without all the fat.
Yeah, so you can imagine like that hot air is circulating around the food and how that can create the crispiness without having to immerse it in oil or pan fry it in oil. So Ellen was saying that, you know, this is actually your healthiest option when it comes to cooking in a low-fat way, which really ultimately, guys, when we're not adding a ton of fat to our cooking method, what we're really doing is we are reducing the calories in the overall meal, as well as staying on track with the macros. So I want to hear from you. #MyVision. Why are you doing the challenge? Why are you going to make a healthy recipe like this when you could just go through a drive-through? What is your vision for yourself, for your body? It could be about your health. It could be about your confidence, about just your mindset. Could have something to do with your family. I mean, a lot of us, whether we like it or not, we are examples to those people around us. And if we're parents or we have a spouse, like your actions and how you live your life and your fitness journey, it impacts those around us. So I know for myself, my vision, definitely included in my vision, is being an example for my kids so that, you know, years down the road, they have established healthy habits with their diet and with exercise and with taking care of their bodies. So share with us, #MyVision. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why does this matter to you? And how is your life going to change? And I'm excited to give somebody one of these. And I have a feeling that we are going to be using this more often, especially now that I know you can make dessert in it. I've got some ideas that are brewing.
We had somebody comment that her favorite thing is baked apples. We should put the apples and cinnamon.
I saw a recipe for baked, or not baked apples, but it was like cinnamon sliced apples, or like a cobbler. The weather's like slightly cooler today. It's like not 90, it's like 80. And so I was like, oh, I feel like cobbler today.
Yeah,
so I love that.
Stella,
what up, girl? Thank you for watching. Yeah, so there will be more of this. I am excited to give this away to somebody next week. So thank you all who are giving me comments on Facebook on what should we cook? Because guys, like I'm a blank slate. Like I could cook anything. A lot of food gets me excited. If you ever have ideas, you know, hit me up on Facebook for it. A lot of you were saying slow cooker, like especially with sticking with your nutrition plan every single day. It means you got to be producing the food every single day. And sometimes, you know, being able to throw things into a slow cooker and have it ready when you get home, that's huge in staying on track. And so next week, it's going to be a slow cooker recipe. There's going to be chicken involved. It's going to be a complete meal, so I think there's going to be some carbs involved as well. And my amazing and beautiful cousin, Bryn, is going to join me. She is a busy working mom of 3 kids, so she understands the time constraint, so that's going to be super fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you try this recipe. And if you clicked over on the video because you're like, healthy French fries? I don't know about that. That doesn't make sense. Give it a try. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. Have a great week, you guys. I will see you next week.